there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be taking a look at Summoner's Choice Champion Vote for 2025. That's right, we just received this email with the banner effectively revealing which champions these are if you do a little bit of digging. And digging done did I. Right, so there are 8 champions. Most of these champions are, relatively unknown. Kabam said that their focus is on the champions who are either wielding swords or, very good at hand-to-hand combat. And on a personal level, I don't think I'm like super hyped about any one single of them. I will make my decision which will be the champion that I kind of campaign for. But I must say a lot of the choices to me seem like definitely the types of champions that, I just can't bring myself to care for. So, we're going to start with the Power Man, right? So, let's break this all down. So, we have Victor Alvarez, Power Man. Interestingly enough, Luke Cage was the first Power Man. And his powers are kind of interesting. This guy actually looks quite interesting. So, he harnesses chi and effectively information of his surroundings to kind of power himself up. And he wears his like high-speed internet goggles, and he kind of becomes stronger the more he knows about his surroundings and the history surrounding it, and especially if it has some sort of connection with him. And then he obtains quite a lot of powers like power augmentation, chi manipulation, energy absorption, skill mimicry, memory condition Victor's power stems from reading and assimilating chi from surrounding area, gleaning all manner of information and ancient knowledge from anything or anyone by which he can draw esoteric information. Victor turns out that information into raw power. So we have size manipulation, superhuman strength, superhuman durability, accelerated healing factor, energy projection as well. Skilled martial artist, of course, bilingualism. Weaknesses, bioelectric jamming devices. And this is the funniest weakness ever. He's the good guy, by the way. He's a hero. But this is the funniest. Areas that are daily scrubbed clean and or are constantly remodeled on a regular basis leaves Power Man powerless as he needs fresh memories to draw power and information. So, hey, if you clean your room, you ain't got shit. No, I mean, this is funny. So in order to defeat this guy, you just need to, bring him in some sort of clinic. Oh, I mean, I find it funny. I don't know. I chuckled up around this. But okay, fair enough. So, Victor over here is actually one of the more interesting champions, seemingly to me. Knowledge is power. And in his case, quite literally. Right. And then we have Maya Lopez, the Echo. I mean, I'm sure that many of you, and I mean a whole 7 of you, watched the Echo Marvel TV series. And you know Echo from MCU and Marvel Disney series. So it's Maya Lopez, and not in the TV show, in general, the powers that she's meant to have is that she has the Taskmaster's photographic reflexes. So basically anything she sees, monkey do. That's effectively her power. Whatever she can, see, she can repeat, learn all the combat style, stuff like that. She's the, Taskmaster-ish type of hero. Obviously, we all know that she's hearing impaired and the rest of the story. And, evidently not too many people cared. Because, nobody really cared about her TV show either. It was just bad that butchered poor Kingpin in that. But there you go. So Echo is one of the options. I will definitely not vote for her. I'll not even think twice about voting for her. And I might as well move on. I mean, if you are an Echo fan, my apologies. I am not. But Echo is kind of like one of the more known options here. And then we'll Maximilian Coldridge. This guy's quite cool. So he's the Shroud, I believe. And this guy was the Shroud, right? Right. 1 second. Yes, the Shroud. And this guy is kind of gangster, to be honest. I read his description briefly, but he's effectively another version of Batman done better, kind of. So obviously OG Batman's iconic, but I mean Because there have been a lot of Batman-alike-esque champions. And now we have this guy, the Shroud. And so he was born in a wealthy, happy family. His parents were gunned down right by robbers before his eyes. And then he, went away to Cult of Kali and studied and obtained powers. So, League of Assassins. So Bruce Wayne went to train. Okay. Anyways. And then, he became the Vigilante, the Shroud. He does have cooler abilities. So basically, he can summon darkness. So he has psychic perception. The Shroud possesses a mythical sense of perception, enabling him to see even through his own mantle of darkness, despite his physical blindness. The mystical. Oh yeah, and he lost his eyes, but gained his. When at Cult of Kali, he lost his eyesight in like some sort of succession ceremony, but he obtained some sort of psychic perception of the world. Mystical sense gives him psychic impression of his environment with a radius of about 100 feet of him. Unlike Daredevil, the Shroud can receive non-visual sensory information through solid objects. Thus, he can perceive people and objects in the room next to him with at ease. That he can perceive the contents of the room he's in. So he has Dark Force projection. He can make everything go night-night and be pitch black. And then he also has started creating Dark Force constructs and have some energy projection, expelling Dark Force from his body as concussor blasts. So he has peak human conditioning, master martial artist. Of course, he's a gymnast and acrobat. Criminology, he studied criminology and also has a law degree. The weaknesses: the Shroud became a suicidal sociopath who tried to take on supervillains with a death wish while fixated on Julia Carpenter. So we have a legitimate psycho that summons darkness and has Bruce Wayne backstory. So, I think this is also the guy that looks the most badass. So, I'd go with Shroud, I think. And then we have Colleen Wing. We also know her, I believe, from the Iron Fist series and the Defenders. In comics, she's like partner to Misty Knight. Misty Knight's already in the game. She's, martial artist and has some chi stuff. Also telepathy. After bonding with the Mind Stone, she has acquired powerful psionic abilities, mind ejection, dreams invasion, psychic katana. After the original katana was destroyed, Colleen was able to focus her psychic abilities to create a psychic blade similar to that of Psylocke. This psychic katana was able to stun the likes of Nightmare and Thanos. She's a master swordsman, a master martial artist, and she's a accomplished detective. Again, I don't think she's particularly a champion that has much chance to win. I'm sure some people are going to pick her as a favorite. Fair enough. But yeah, we also have seen her in some TV series, so she looks a bit different there, but so does every Marvel character in MCU now, so who cares? Right. Let's move on. We do have Mr. Knight. So that, obviously, here I feel like I kind of feel like Mr. Knight's gonna win because everybody was fanboying about him as soon as he appeared in the TV series. So he's effectively a Moon Knight, and Mr. Knight is the version of Moon Knight that comes out when Mark's in one of his nice guy personas, I believe. And he looks quite dapper. We did get a bit of him in the TV show as well. So that's effectively the Mr. Knight. So as we all know, Moon Knight's schizophrenic effectively, connected, gets his powers from Khonshu, as he's like his apostle, or how do you call him? And there we go. I don't feel like I have to talk too much about Moon Knight. And I also kind of feel like that Mr. Knight might just wing it. So far from what I have seen or heard, everybody's on Mr. Knight hype train. I personally would just prefer the OG Moon Knight to get buffed and be made good, rather than have another redundant version of Moon Knight in the game. But again, to each to their own. He is kind of cool, so I'll give him that. And then we have Electra Nachios, not every version of Electra Nachios, Electra Daredevil. And here's the thing as well. So at some point, you know, when Matt Murdock was convicted for murder, effectively she took on the mantle of Daredevil. And then we kind of know Electra as such. So she's obviously an assassin, and she fights very well, and she has heightened awareness. All that, you know, good stuff. Weapons master, master of stealth, expert acrobat, but of course, I don't particularly like this personally either as an option, because again, we do have 2 Daredevils in the game who both suck. We have Electra in the game who also sucks. Adding another Electra who might not suck will not alleviate the amount of shit that we have in the game, you know, connected and surrounding Daredevil. For crying out loud, Electra in our game looks like a drunken homeless pirate. And, you know, if somebody wants Electra in the game that badly, at Kabam, you know, just buff Electra, give her some visual update as well, make her look nicer, and you got that. Having a Daredevil Electra, again, is going even further against her, because we do have 2 Daredevils in the game that kind of suck. So, to me, this is like, again, a definite no-no. Patricia Walker, the Hellcat, she looks quite interesting, to be honest. Effectively, she has an enhanced suit, giving her enhanced power, but later on, when she died and got revived, she actually, you know, gained superhuman strength and power. Originally, the cat costume was designed to enhance natural prowess of any woman who wore it. Over time, Patsy discovered that her physical abilities remain heightened, even outside of her cat costume. Since her resurrection, Patsy Walker has acquired enhanced strength, stamina, titanium mental enhancements, costume summoning, magical resistance, and sight, demonic empowerment, abilities, experienced fighter, weaknesses, her psionic powers, at times acted in ways that Hellcat herself could neither predict nor fully understand. She noted that Moondragon had not warned her about these occasions. Hellcat was not aware of her own limits and unintentionally used her powers against her own allies. Some conscious barriers in Hellcat's mind prevent her from gaining the ability to activate her psionic powers at will. Extent of Hellcat's psionic powers resulted in her suffering from migraines. Equipment, catsuit. There you go. Okay, that's Hellcat. I think she's quite cool. Wouldn't mind her too much either. Definitely better than, you know, a reskinned, rehashed version of champions we already have. I'm pretty much always favoring and preferring bringing in new champions rather than, you know, 5th starting at Spider-Man or 4th Bruce Banner or 7th Thor or 9th Iron Man or something like that. Hence, I don't like, you know, idea of another Moon Knight or another Electra / Daredevil type of thing. And then we have Weebbar, who is also Hunter's Moon. Effectively kind of the opposite of Moon Knight. He's also connected to Khonshu. He got effectively revived by Khonshu, and then he started disliking Mark Spector, and he started monitoring him because he thought that Mark Spector is betraying the teachings of Khonshu's, with memories of all previous Moon Knights, granting him the skill and prowess of every person to have served as his god's fist. So he basically, he's super good at fighting, and healing powers. He's capable of healing patients. I don't know. Didn't seem that cool of the story. He's also like very short, so I assume he's a fairly new character or fairly, you know, insignificant in general. Looks kind of cool, but again, it wouldn't be the one that I vote for. So after the initial kind of look at, I think Hellcat is a solid option. I think the Shroud is a solid option as well. I do like, you know, Shroud's powers and story and the fact that he's a psychopath. And then I think Victor Alvarez are kind of like the 3 favorites of mine. Now, I personally think Mr. Knight is going to take it home, but then again, what do I know? Last time around, I thought Blob is going to get it because Blob was by far the best option, but we got, you know, crazy Shatter Lady. So, that is the Summoners choice for 2025. Which one do you like the most? And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all